Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source. It's the backup channel backing Celeb up and bringing you all the breaking news. Check this out. As you know, Sinead O'Connor passed away unexpectedly this week at the young age of 56, and I think that her passing shocked us all. And since the news of her passing broke, mad people have come out to share their condolences and also tell lovely stories about the singer. Well, Uncle Luke is one of those people, and he wants you to know that he had mad love for Sinead O'Connor because of the love that she showed him back in the day. After hearing the tragic news of her passing, Luke jumped on Twitter and revealed that he first met Sinead O'Connor back in 1990 while they were backstage at the MTV Music Awards following his group's performance of Band in the USA. And Luke said, quote, "When I got backstage, the first person to greet me was her, knowing the weight of the world was on me fighting this fight for free speech and hip-hop. She hugged me and we talked. She told me I was fighting a good fight. She knew the industry was not supporting me. She wanted me to know she was. I always loved that woman for that. May God bless her soul. My condolences go out to her family." End quote. Listen, y'all know darn well that Sinead O'Connor did not play around when it came to advocating for free speech. Do y'all remember when she ripped a picture of the Pope? Look, you might not agree with her, but you gotta respect a person who's willing to risk it all to stand for their convictions. Honestly, you need people like that. Listen, Sinead O'Connor will definitely be missed, and may God rest her soul. Now, check it out. Recently, Snoop Dogg donated $10,000 to a 93-year-old woman named Josephine Wright, who's fighting a good fight to keep her house. So this is what happened. Josephine Wright and her family have owned their home and the surrounding land in Hilton Head, South Carolina since right after the Civil War. But now, developers have come into town, and first they tried to buy her house from her for $30,000. But when she said no, they then turned around and said that her property was encroaching on their land. In February, the developers took Josephine to court, claiming that her satellite dish and her porch were on their property and that the encroachment was delaying them from building new houses in the area. Check this out.
This porch has been part of Josephine Wright's family and her home for more than 30 years. But developers now say it's part of their property, even though it's 22 feet from the road that they're building on. And they filed a lawsuit to try to take it from her.
I've been pretty much of a fighter all my life.
And even at 93, this grandmother to 40, great-grandmother to 50, and great-great-grandmother to 16 more says she's ready to fight for her family's past and future.
It puzzled me at first, but then it got me angry.
Angry at the lawsuit filed against her by Bailey Point Investment. They're the group who are developing the land right behind her home on Jonesville Road, property that has belonged to her family since the Civil War. The 147-unit plan has been approved and is well on its way, but Bailey Point says Wright is blocking their progress. They filed a lawsuit saying parts of her home are on their property, and they have the paperwork to prove it. In fact, they're asking for damages. Wright already paid to move a shed and a satellite dish, but the developers say her porch is still on land they own.
See, I'm at least, 12 feet away from the borderline, which is right there.
Actually, neighbors helping her say it's 22 feet away from the road that Bailey Point built. Josephine says this isn't about a porch. The developers made offers to buy her land, and she claims when she turned them down, they started harassing her.
And I don't want to say anything that can be used against me, but I think they're unscrupulous and greedy. And they want nothing but all the property they can get their hands on.
Listen, it never ceases to amaze me how a group of people who stole all of this land from the Native Americans get real possessive over land that doesn't really belong to them in the first place. For real, the company that's trying to steal this woman's land should be ashamed of themselves, because this right here is simply greed at its finest. Well, anyways, Wright's family has created a GoFundMe to help her fight back against the developers, and so far, it has raised nearly $283,000 of its $350,000 goal. Now, in addition to Snoop Dogg's $10,000 donation, Tyler Perry has also donated, and Kyrie Irving has chipped in a whopping $40,000. When asked why he donated, Snoop Dogg said, "I did it from the heart. She reminds me of my grandmother." Listen, if you got a few dollars to spare, please donate to Josephine's GoFundMe, because we gotta support our own, and this beautiful black woman who has lived to a ripe old age deserves to be able to rest comfortably in her home to enjoy the rest of her days. Listen, let me know what you think about these developers trying to take Josephine's home, and also, what do you think about Snoop Dogg, Tyler Perry, and Kyrie Irving chipping in to make sure that that doesn't happen? Let me know what you think in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And for real, do me a favor, please hit the like button, cause I swear they got me shadow banned again. I feel like a little kid who's constantly on punishment. I mean, this is ridiculous. Can I get off a timeout? And listen, do me a favor, if you didn't see yesterday's video because they're not sending out my notifications, go back and watch that one too. Now, peep this. The other day, Lil Yachty was doing an interview, and he started talking about his A Safe Place podcast that he started this June. When discussing why he started the podcast, Lil Yachty said that his sole motivation for doing the show was to make his best friend and co-host Mitch a rich man. Yachty said, quote, "I did it for my best friend. I did it because I wanted to make him rich." End quote. Listen, I really like what Lil Yachty did there, and I'm gonna tell you why. He didn't say that he gave his best friend a hand out. He's saying that he's trying to give his best friend a hand up. I mean, he's doing the same thing that Oprah did with Gail. And I mean, that's a good thing, because when you rise, you're supposed to help the friends that you love level up. See, a lot of times when one friend gets rich, it changes the power dynamic in the relationship. Because when you get money, now you're trying to do things that your friends can't afford to do. And when you want to invite them along, all of a sudden, they gotta be dependent on you. And very few friends can keep it 100 with you and be dependent on you at the same time. See, that's where a lot of these young rappers go wrong, because when they get some paper, they turn around and turn their friends into their entourage, and now they gotta be splurging on everybody and they be going broke because they're trying to pay for everything, when what you're supposed to do is help your best friends level up so that they can get rich too, and in that way you can ensure that your best friends don't become yes men's. Listen, let me know what you think about Lil Yachty saying that he started his podcast solely for the purpose of helping his best friend get rich. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. And listen, while we're on this subject, I gotta give my man Celebs a shout out, because when Celebs started his YouTube channel and he started getting a little traction, Celebs called me on the phone and was like, "Sauce, can you take over this backup channel?" Because Celebs is the type of dude that when God gives him a blessing, he wants to bless others too. So shout out to Celebs. Now check it out. Over the years, Benzino and his daughter Coi Leray have had a few spats that have spilled over into the internet, and Coi Leray has publicly said that Benzino was absent in her life. Well, the other day Benzino did an interview, and when the host asked him about his relationship with his daughter, Benzino got a little emotional. Check out what Benzino had to say.
Do you feel Coi owes you an apology?
I got thick skin, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of the people, like, let's just forget it, move forward. Because I went through a lot, man. And it was hard for me, you know what I'm saying, to be looked upon as, like, I've been caught all kind of with a deadbeat dad. Come on, man. I love my daughter. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be known as that. Like, I don't care what people think, but that hurt me. That's my daughter. I raised her. When people say I hate on Coi's career and I'm jealous and all this, that's like, man, like, it's evil, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Because my love is huge for that little girl, man. That's my little girl, man.
Can we get him some tissue, please, out the back?
Man.
Listen, people be forgetting that dads got feelings too. And hopefully, Benzino and his daughter, Coi Leray, can sit down sometime in the future and have a serious father-daughter heart-to-heart so that they can hash some things out and they can have a better relationship going forward. Yo, let me know what you think about Benzino tearing up and then going into the full-blown ugly cry when he was talking about his relationship with his daughter Coi Leray. Let me know what you think in the comments. And hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Sauce, your source for celebrity news. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.